words, He did not come to bring new light. He came to shine upon the light that had already been given. Let me give you an illustration. When I came here to Fresno Central Church, one night I went to our tape room here, and I was going to look for a cassette tape, and I went into the room. It was pitch dark. I'd never been in the room, but they told me where the cassettes were. So I went in. The first thing that you do is try and find the light switch so you can turn on the light and find it, you know. So I passed my hand over the wall, and for the life of me, I couldn't find any switch anywhere. I looked up, you know, I could kind of see that there was a bulb, the ceiling. So I said, there's got to be somewhere to turn the light on. But, you know, in spite of the fact that I looked and looked, I couldn't find it. So finally I gave up. I said, I'm going to go to my office. I'm going to get a flashlight. So I went to the office and I got a flashlight, came to the tape room, turned on the flashlight, and I started flashing the light on the walls. And man, I still couldn't find a switch anywhere. So I said, I've got the flashlight. I'm going to look for the tape. So I went into a cupboard that was just about floor level, and the flashlight veered or turned up just a little bit, and when it turned up, I saw under one of the shelves there the light switch. Who would have guessed that it would be under a shelf? You would never think so. And so what do you think that I did? I turned on the greater light. What was the purpose of the flashlight? The purpose of the flashlight was to help me find the switch to the greater light. And that was the purpose of John the Baptist. It was to shine on the pages of the Old Testament so that the people could discern, so that the people could see the Messiah. For example, you know, when John the Baptist introduced as Jesus, he says, "Behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." Boy, that was some revolutionary new truth. Was that a revolutionary new truth? Behold, the Lamb of God? Would people say, I don't see a lamb, I see a man? No. What would they think of? Oh, lambs were sacrificed morning and evening. Isaiah 53 speaks about the lamb taken to the slaughter. The lamb. Yeah. Could this be the lamb that we're expecting? In other words, John the Baptist was not bringing any new revolutionary light. What he was doing was saying, here is the Lamb that was predicted in Bible prophecy. Go back to Isaiah. Go back to the sanctuary service and study about the coming of the Messiah. In other words, he's shining upon the pages of the Old Testament so that both of these lights, John the Baptist and the Old Testament, can reveal clearly that Jesus Christ is the expected Messiah. Are you understanding the role of John the Baptist? Not to bring new truth, new doctrines. But unfortunately, the Bible tells us that John the Baptist was rejected by God's own people. Matthew chapter 11 and verse 18 says, "For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he has a demon." They even said that he was demon-possessed, God's own people. He was rejected by the leaders, especially. Notice Luke 7, 29 and 30. "And when all the people heard him," that is John the Baptist, even the tax collectors justified God. See, the problem was not with the common people. So it says, "And when all the people heard him, even the tax collectors justified God, having been baptized with the baptism of John." But the Pharisees, by the way, the Pharisees would be the preachers. And lawyers, that would be the theologians today. But the Pharisees and the lawyers, or the preachers and the theologians, rejected the will of God for themselves, not having been baptized by him. And as we read previously, in Matthew chapter 17, verses 12 and 13, it says, Jesus is speaking, "But I say to you that Elijah has come already."